Again, good afternoon, everybody. So welcome to our subject fundamentals of accountancy, business, and management, part one. And for this particular discussion, we will have our example number two related to the process of journalizing, posting, and preparation of trial balance. Okay? So I think we can start. Again, kung may mga questions po kayo, just key in your questions lang po in our respective chat boxes, or even you can comment on this video lecture. Okay. Sige po. So, you're given the following balances of Jungkook Repair Shop as of November 30, 2022. Okay, so ang pinagkaiba po nitong example number 2 natin with the example number 1 is that first, no, we have balances coming from the previous month. Okay? Sa ating example 1 po kasi, we have actually a first month of the company na kung saan yung GMIN, 'di ba? GMIN company has started its business lang way back November. But here in Jungkong Repair Shop, it might have been already operational, no, in some months, no, before this particular transactions occurred. So meron po tayong November 30 balances, and then later we will be journalizing the December month naman po. So ano po ba yung kailangan nating gawin, okay, in this particular scenario? I-journalize ba natin yung mga balances ni Jungkook Repair Shop noong November 30 bago yung December 2020 transactions, or what are we going to do? Okay. So to answer that question, no, we are not actually going to journalize these balances. Okay? So hindi po natin i-journalize ito, but rather we will be opening, okay? Opening our ledger. Okay? So bakit po natin i-open? Okay, pagdating natin sa module 5, and I have discussed this actually in our general steps, okay, sa theory ng module number 3 natin, na on the latter part of the processes natin, there is a closing entry. So last month, on the month of November, for Jungkook Repair Shop, nag-closing entry siya. So nagsarado siya ng libro. Okay, but in this particular scenario, dahil tayo na po ay papasok na sa buwan ng Desembre, okay, we need to open the ledger for the new transactions. Okay, so in opening the ledger, okay, so you need the balances to be written in the respective ledgers. So yun po muna yung gagawin natin, no? We open the ledgers, okay, by writing the balances of each of these accounts. Lahat lang naman po ng mga balances na meron tayo dito, the cash, receivables, supplies, the equipment, payables, at saka capital, yun lang naman po yung ating i-open. Okay? So paano po ba mag-open ng ledgers? So punta muna tayo sa ledger. So that's what we're going to happen, class, ha? Just in case na may mga balances kayo. Bago kayo mag-journalize, mag-post, you need to open the balances. Okay? Sige, so punta tayo dun sa unang account na merong balance last November 30. So that is cash. Okay. So ang gagawin natin, no, for the opening balance natin, so kokopyahin po natin, nasa debit side siya, di ba? So in the ledger natin ng cash, it should be written on the debit side. By the way, naglagay na ako ng month and year, ha, but you need also to write this just in case. So even though the balances are referring to November 30 balances, and we are actually going to journalize already the month of December, so ang date po ng ating opening balances should not be November 30 but December 1. Tatandaan niyo yun, class, ha? The opening balances will be the first day of the month. Okay? Na the following month. Okay? Hindi po November 1, ha? It should be December 1 since our transactions to be recorded is for the month of December. Okay? So yan po, nilagay ko on the debit side, year and month, and then 1. Okay? And then sa items po, remember in our theoretical discussion, no, pag may beginning balance tayo for the month, you will write something sa items. And actually, you can write beginning balance. Okay? Pwede mo pong ilagay yan ng buo. Pero for those na nagtitipid ng kanilang space, kasi baka mamaya super liit lang nung space na nagawa ninyo, then you can just write begbal. Okay, so you can write begbal, which represents that amount that you're going to write is a beginning balance. Okay, so I hope that is clear, ha? Sir, wala po talagang journal entry yan? Yes. meron na yung journal entry last month during the month of November. So, ang gagawin lang natin is to just write the balances here in the ledger and do not create any journal entry related to them. Okay? So, sir, may PR po ba tayo? Yes. When there is a beginning balance, your PR will just simply be a check mark. Lagyan mo lang ng check mark. By the way, since it's hard for me to write check mark here, I will just put it just like this. Okay, na mark. Okay, wait lang po ah. Ayan. Okay? So, pero pag nilagay ninyo, no, pwede pong yung usual na check mark. Okay? Hindi ko kasi magawa dito yan eh. Pero that's a check mark. And then you just put the balance. Okay? So, copy it properly. So, it's 49,150. Okay? So, after that, we have already opened the balance of our cash. Okay? You need to do the same with the rest of the balances. Okay? So, accounts receivable, nasa debit side naman siya. So, we will be opening the balance on the debit side as well. So, that's December 1 ulit, first day of the month. And then, just write Begbal. And then, again, check mark po tayo. Okay? Lagay tayo ng check mark. And then, copy the balance, 29,190. So, ingat po sa pagkopya, 29,190. Okay? So, we have already opened our accounts receivable beginning balance. Okay? Next would be for our supplies. Okay? So, for our supplies naman po, same, no? Nasa debit side, 17,250. So, that's December 1. Then write Begbal. Okay? And then lagay tayo ng check mark in the posting reference. And then we have 17,250. By the way, sa mga nagwa-wonder bakit po check mark 'yon? Kasi we cannot put any page number here since the related balances are referring to November. 'Di ba last month nung November, kung babalikan sana natin yung journal entries niyan or even the transactions, na-post na po yan, okay? Or na-journalize na yan doon okay, using GJ1, GJ2 or whatsoever general ledger general journal page number. Okay? So dito pag beginning balance lang po talaga, you will just write check mark. Okay? Sige, so we're done with the supplies. Then we have yung ating equipment. So equipment will be the next account. So that would be 36,120. So December 1 ulit. Begbal. Okay, so put check mark. Remember, debit side sila lahat, no? Kasi assets yan. So that's 36,120. Okay? So we're done with opening the asset balances. Next, dun naman tayo sa ating liability. So which is accounts payable at saka utilities. So for our accounts payable, so credit side yan, no? So we will have December 1 on the credit side. Then we will have our Begbal. Okay? Then write po tayo ng check mark. Then copy the balance. That's 12,000. So 12,000. Okay? So ayan, we're done with the accounts payable. Next would be for the utilities payable. So again, December 1. Then Begbal. Okay, write check mark in the PR. And then we have 3,030. Okay, so we have already opened our utilities payable and we have our last account, no, yung Junko Capital. So for Junko Capital, we will also open it. So on the credit side, you have again December 1, 2020, then Begbal. We will write check mark and we just simply write the amount on the credit side, 116,680. Okay, so that's the process of opening the balances. Okay, so after nyo pong i-open yung ledger natin by writing the balance of the previous month po natin, then you are now ready to journalize the new transactions for the current month. Okay, so ayan ha, i-open nyo muna yung balances and then saka tayo mag-journalize and post. Okay, so we're now going to proceed after nitong Begbal sa ating mga transactions. Okay. So again, we have the chart of accounts po natin, no? So you will use that titles na binigay, no, for the um, titles to be used in our journals. Okay, in our journal entry. Okay, so umpisa na natin with our first transaction. So paid in advance 2 months rent at 3,000 per month. Okay, so we have paid, no? 3,000 per month. Eh dahil 2 buwan yon, magkano? Correct, 6,000. So kung nagbayad ka, nabawasan yung cash natin, hindi po ba? So kung nabawasan yung cash, it is represented by a credit. Okay? And then, anong binayaran natin? Rent. So dahil advance payment yon in 2 months, meron po tayong title na prepaid rent. So we will be using that. Prepaid rent is for advance payment of rent and that is an asset. At dahil nagbayad po tayong good for 2 months, then it will be increased. Thus, it will be debited. So ang entry natin mamaya will be debit prepaid rent and credit to cash. Okay? Sige, so let's proceed with the general journal. So you need to write your 2020, then December. Kung hindi po kasya, wag niyong buuin yung month. Okay, so since that is the first transaction, so that's December 1. Okay, so ang sabi natin kanina, dahil nagbayad ng rent in advance, okay, we will be debiting prepaid rent. So debit prepaid rent. Okay? So do not forget, wala pang ilalagay sa PR kasi hindi pa napopost. So how much is the value? 6,000, di ba? So that's 6,000. So 6,000 dash. Okay. So lawakan lang natin. Okay, wait lang class. I will just edit this. Okay, so we have 6,000. Okay, so that's our debit to prepaid rent. And then yung partner niya will be credit to, correct, cash. Since nagbayad tayo, again, that would be 6,000. Okay, so do not forget to write a short explanation. So that would be paid 2 months rent in advance. Okay, so just like what I have mentioned to you in our discussion, no, the shorter the better. Okay, for explanation. So after natin ma-kompleto yung debits and credits natin for the first transaction, then you are now ready to post it. So first, look for the ledger of prepaid rent and post it in the debit side. So that's an asset. So we have prepaid rent, no? So that's December 1. Wala po tayong ilalagay sa items. Then our PR would be the page number. So that is referring to page number 1. So we will have GJ page number 1. And then that would be amounting to 6,000. Okay, so pagka-post natin, then balik tayo sa general journal to write our account number as posting reference. So this is 104. So just type 104. Okay, so we're done with the postings po natin for the first part of the entry. Next would be the credit to cash. So credit to cash na 6,000. So hanapin natin yung ledger ng cash. So ayun, no? So we have December 1. Okay, walang items. Okay, GJ page number 1. And then that would be amounting to 6,000. Okay, so after natin ma-post nito, balik tayo sa journal to write the account number of cash na 101, no, for the posting reference. Okay, so 101. So we're done with the first transaction. So we have fully journalized it and then we have already posted it. So we are now ready to analyze and journalize the second transaction. Okay, so that's our December 1. Next would be December 3. Okay, so do not forget to leave one space after the first journal entry. Okay, so December 3, we purchased office equipment, 53,000 on account. So on account daw. So tignan natin yung chart of accounts. So you have an equipment. So we will be using the equipment account. So dahil meron tayong nabiling equipment, then it will increase our equipment, thus debiting the equipment. And then on account pa lang. So inutang po natin yon. So kung inutang natin, then our accounts payable will increase and it will be represented by a credit. So mamaya, once we journalized, the entry would be debit equipment and credit accounts payable. Okay? So journalize na po natin. December 3, we will be debiting equipment, okay, amounting to 53,000. Okay. And then, of course, we will be crediting accounts payable. So do not forget to indent it. So credit accounts payable. Okay. And that is also amounting to 53,000. Okay. Then let's have a short explanation. Purchased equipment on account. Okay. So after journalizing, then we will proceed with posting. So the debit would be equipment. So hanapin yung equipment to debit 53,000. So here is our equipment account title. No? It's December 3. Walang ilalagay sa items. Okay. Our journal is still page number 1. So GJ1. And then amounting to 53,000. Okay. So after posting it in the equipment, ledger natin, proceed sa journal para isulat po yung account number na 105 sa ating posting reference. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, let's put 105. So that's our journal entry, no, being posted for the equipment. Then to complete, okay, we have accounts payable. So hanapin yung ledger, then post 53,000. So accounts payable, credit side. Okay, so December 3, walang ilalagay sa items. PR ng general ledger, so GJ1. Okay, that is amounting to 53,000 for our posting. Okay, so after that we have account number 201, okay, um, to be written in our posting reference in the journal. So lagay na po natin 201. Okay, so we are done with the second transaction. You are now ready to analyze our third transaction. So just leave one space lang po. Okay, so next would be we received a bill from Maynilad. Okay, so that's more likely water. So bakit ba tayo nagkaroon ng billing ng Manilad? So that's actually because we have used the utility. So water is a utility, so that would be under the utilities expense natin. So magi-increase 'yon kaya meron po tayong debit to utilities expense. Binayaran na ba? Hindi pa naman kasi na-receive pa lang yung bill. So since we have just received the bill, so it will be a credit to utilities payable. So ang journal entry natin is debit utilities expense and credit utilities payable. Okay? So let's journalize. So December 4. Okay? So we debit utilities expense. Okay? So that's amounting to 1,250. Okay? And then ang credit natin is utilities payable. Okay? Class, kapag walang utilities payable, pag hindi pa nabayaran, you can use accounts payable. Pero here kasi we have utilities payable, so let's use the more specific account title. Okay? So ayan po, 1,250. Okay? So let's put a short description. Received a bill from Maynilad. Okay? So after that, you need to post it. So first, utilities expense on the debit side. Okay, so utilities expense natin, debit side. Okay, so that's December 4. Walang ilalagay sa items. We are still in GJ number 1. And then that's 1,250. Okay, so after posting, you have the account number of 501. Go back to the journal to put it in the posting reference. Okay, so we have ano ulit yon? That's 501. Okay? So 501. So we're done with the utilities expense. Next would be, let's proceed with the utilities payable naman. So utilities payable is a liability. So let's take a look on the liability credit side. So you have utilities payable. Then that's on the date of December 4. Okay, so walang ilalagay sa items but the GJ, no? It's GJ number 1 pa rin. And then that's amounting to 1,250. Okay? So after natin ma-post yan, then we are now ready to proceed, no, to the journal to write the account number na 202. Okay, so 202 for the utilities payable. So you're done with the posting and you are now ready to journalize again the other transaction. Okay, so we have December 5. So for December 5, you rendered repair services amounting to 43,500 and receive a check for the same amount. Okay? So dahil nag-provide tayo ng services, remember, 'di ba? Our service revenue will increase. So pag nag-increase yung revenue, that will be represented by a credit. And then, binayaran ba tayo? Yes, we received check. So, check is considered as good as cash. So, we can put it as cash. So, debit cash. So, ang entry natin would be debit cash and then credit service revenue. Okay? So, in our journal natin, okay, so leave one space and then December 5. So, debit cash for the amount received na 43,500. Okay, and then you credit your service revenue because we have earned an income. Okay, so that's also 43,500. Okay, so just put a short explanation. So that's rendered, no, or provided, pwede rin, repair services. Okay, so after that, we need to post. So we post it first in cash. So that will be a debit in cash. So December 5, okay, items, leave it as blank. Okay, still GJ1, okay, 43,500. Okay, so after po natin mag post, no, we will go back to the journal for the account number 101 for cash. So that's 101. Then dumako tayo sa service revenue. So credit 43,500. Okay, so that's on December 5. Leave items as blank. Then PR natin is still GJ1 and then the amount was 43,500. Okay, so after posting, we proceed again to the journal with the account number of 401 for the service revenue. So we have 401. So we're done with the December 5, no, na transaction. Okay? Sige, so again, pag may questions kayo, please feel free to raise your concerns in our chat box or you can just chat your questions via this video lecture. Okay, comment it below. Okay, so we're done with December 5. Next, let's proceed with the analysis of December 6 transaction. So sabi po, return defective supplies amounting to 550 previously purchased for cash on November 30. So binalik po natin ang defective supply na binili natin on November 30. So pag nangyari po yun, okay, hindi naman sinabi na pinalitan, no? So we have returned it, thus we will receive a refund, di ba? Magre-refund tayo, so marireceive natin yung 550. So that's simply a debit to cash amounting to 550. And then, dahil po binalik natin yung supplies, mababawasan yung supplies natin, then it will be a credit to supplies. So, ang entry natin para dyan is debit cash and credit supplies. Okay? So, let's proceed with our general journal. So, on December 6, so we will be debiting cash. Okay? amounting to 550 for the refund that we have received. Okay. And then we credit supplies. Okay. Amounting to 550. So, ang short explanation natin, returned defective supplies. Okay? So we need to post that in our ledger. So for cash, you have to debit 550. So hanapin natin yung cash. Ayan. So that's on December 6. Okay, no, nothing to be written in the items column. Then GJ1 pa rin. Okay, then posts amounting to 550 pesos. So after that, no, balik sa ating journal para ilagay yung account number na 101. So that's 101. Then next posting will be for supplies, no? Decrease siya or credit by 550. So supplies, okay. So we will put here 2020 December. Then that's for the date of 6 items, walang ilalagay. Still GJ1. Then we credit 550. Okay, so after posting, balik sa journal to write 103 in the account number or the PR natin. So 103. So we're done with the December 6 transaction. Again, pag may questions, please let me know. Okay? So next, December 7. So in December 7, Jungkook invested additional cash of 75,000. So nag-invest siya. So what had happened? May increase ng cash, 'di ba? And increase in cash will be represented by a debit to cash. And then dahil nag-invest siya, then it will increase your capital. So increase in capital will be represented by a credit to the capital. So ang entry po natin would be debit cash and credit Jungkook capital. So let's formally journalize it, no? So on December 7, by the way, do not forget to leave a space. So December 7, so we debit cash, okay, amounting to 75,000, the amount that Jungkook have invested. And then we credit, okay, Jungkook capital. Okay, so that's also amounting to 75,000. Okay, so let's have a short explanation. So that would be Jungkook invested additional cash. Okay? So nag-invest siya ng additional cash. Okay, palitan. Ayan. So let's now post. Okay? First will be for the cash. So cash will be increased, okay, debited on the 7th. Walang lalagay sa items, it's still GJ1. Then that's amounting to 75,000 pesos. Okay, so balik sa journal para ilagay ang posting reference ng cash na 101. So that's 101. Then for our Jungkook capital, credited 75,000. So post it on Jungkook capital. Okay, December 7. Walang ilalagay sa items. PRGJ page number 1. And then we have a credit of 75,000. Okay, so that's the posting. Balik sa journal para mailagay yung posting reference na 301. So 301, we're done with posting the December 7 transaction. Okay, so again, pag may questions, please let me know. So we are now to proceed with our next transaction. So December 8. So on December 8, sent a bill to several clients for services rendered, 33,250. So nag-send siya ng bill. Okay? Remember, pag tayo po ang nag-send ng bill, ibig sabihin we have reminded our clients na, hey, may kailangan silang bayaran sa atin. Then actually, that will be part of your accounts receivable, di ba? So your accounts receivable will increase. So that will be a debit to accounts receivable. And then dahil may services rendered tayo, kaya tayo nagsisend ng bill, then it will increase our service revenue, and increase in our service revenue will be a credit to the service revenue account. So for our formal entry later, it's debit to accounts receivable and credit service revenue for 33,250. So let's journalize. Okay, so on December 8th, so we debit accounts receivable. Again, billings pa lang kasi yon, hindi pa nakokolekta, kaya accounts receivable worth 33,250. Okay, then we credit service revenue since we have provided services. So service revenue worth 33,250. Okay? Then short description, build several clients. Build several clients. Okay? So after that, we need to post. So mag-post muna tayo sa accounts receivable. So 33,250. So accounts receivable, December 8 on the debit side. Walang ilalagay sa items. Your PR is GJ1. Okay, and then for the debit amount, that would be 33,250. Okay, so after posting, ready to transfer the account number to the general journal for the posting reference. So lagay natin, that's again 102. Tama ba ako? 102. Yeah, 102 account number natin. Next would be for the service revenue. So post natin, okay, credit 33,250. So that's December 8, no? GJ1. Okay, again, that's amounting to 33,250. Okay, so yan po yung ating posting. Balik sa journal to write the account number of 401. Okay, so we are now down to our next transaction kasi na-post na po natin. Completed na po yung ating December 8 na transaction. Okay, already posted. So dumako na po tayo sa ating December 9, no? So sa December 9, binabayaran daw natin. So we paid last month's telephone bill na 3,030. Okay. So unahin natin, ano yung pinambayad natin? Cash. So mababawasan yung cash natin. So decrease in cash and asset will be represented by a credit, di ba? But ano ba yung binabayaran natin? Last month. So kung last month yan, that is actually referring to the previous month na utilities payables. Tignan nyo ha, parehas 3,030. So, ang ating kapartner sa entry will be a decrease in utilities payable. So any decrease in utilities payable, since that's a liability, will be journalized under the debit side. Okay? So our entry mamaya would be debit utilities payable and credit cash. Okay? So let's journalize. So leave one space. Then that's December 9. So debit tayo ng utilities payable kasi binabayaran natin yung utang last month. So that would be amounting to 3,030. Okay? And then we credit cash for the amount that we have paid, no? 3,030. Okay? So short description, paid last month's telephone bill. Okay? So that's for the December 9. Okay, so we need to post it first. Utilities payable. So debit 3,030. So in our utilities payable, debit side, no? So we have December 9. Walang ilalagay sa items. For the PR, it's still GJ1. Okay, and debited amounting to 3,030. Okay? So after posting, balik tayo sa journal para mailagay natin yung account number 202. Okay? So which means posted na yung utilities payable. Then we have credit to cash. So we post to cash credit 3,030. So in our cash, no? So this will be December 9. Okay? GJ1 pa rin. Then that's 3,030. Okay? So after posting, balik po tayo sa general journal okay, to write our account number na 101. So we're done with the December 9 transaction. Again, pag may question, please let me know. Okay? So we're done with December 9. Next, December 10, paid for employee salary, 20,100. So nagbayad na tayo ng salary ng empleyado. So that would be, of course, a decrease in cash kasi nagbayad tayo. So that's a credit to cash. And then dahil nagbayad tayo ng salaries, okay, that's only giving us an idea na nagamit na natin yung services ng employee. So kung nagamit na natin yung service ng employee, then we will have salaries expense. At pag may salaries expense and it increases, it will be represented by a debit. Okay? Kaya ang entry po natin ay debit sa salaries expense and credit cash. Okay? So let's formally journalize it. Okay, so leave one space, then December 10. So we debit salaries expense, okay, worth 20,100. Okay, and then we credit cash. Okay, so that's also 20,100. Okay, so let's put a short explanation that we have paid employee salary. Okay, so after that we post, no, so salaries expense debit. So on our salaries expense, that's December 10 debit, so no items. Then we have our PR na still GJ1. Then we have amounting to 20,100. Okay, so after posting, balik sa journal for the 502 account number. So 502. So we're done with the posting of the salaries expense. Next, credit to cash, 20,100. So go to cash. Okay, so December 10, GJ1 ulit for the payment of 20,100. Okay, so balik sa journal for our posting reference 101. Okay, so we are done with our December 10 transaction for the payment of the employee salary. Again, pag may questions, please let me know. So we are now going to proceed with our next transaction. So we have on December 11, so Jungkook, the owner, withdraw 15,000 to pay his credit card. Personal credit card yun. So withdrawal po yun. So kung withdrawal po yun, so it will decrease our cash, di ba? Kasi kukuha or magwi-withdraw si Jungkook. So credit to cash yung decrease na yon. And then, since we have a withdrawal, then it will increase our drawing account, and increase in drawing account will be represented by a debit. So ang entry natin mamaya would be debit Jungkook drawing and credit cash. Okay, so let's proceed with the journal. So it's leave one space, December 11. Okay, so nag-withdraw si Jungkook. So debit Jungkook drawing. Okay, that's amounting to 15,000 pesos. Okay, and then we credit cash amounting to also 15,000 pesos. So short description, owner withdraw cash. Okay, so after that, we're now ready to post. Okay, so post it first to Jungkook drawing. Okay, 15,000, so that's debit. So Jungkook drawing for the December 11, walang items. Your PR is still GJ1, okay, worth 15,000. Okay, so after that, go back to the journal and put the posting reference of 302. So 302. Then you post cash. So credit to cash 15,000. So punta tayo sa cash. Okay, so that's December 11, no items. Your PR is GJ1 pa rin. And then 15,000 to be posted. Okay? So after that, balik ka ulit sa journal for your account number. Okay? So that's 101. So we're done with the December 11 transaction natin for the withdrawal. Again, if you do have questions, please let me know. Okay? So next transaction, December 12. So nangutang naman tayo sa bangko. So we borrowed 100,000 from the bank and issued 60-day 10% promissory note. So kung nangutang tayo, ibig sabihin makaka-receive tayo ng 100,000. So once we receive 100,000, it will increase our cash, then it will be represented by a debit to cash. Okay? In return, nag-issue tayo ng promissory note. So remember, in our previous discussion, once na tayo po ay nag-issue ng promissory note, then it means we will have notes payable. And since it is a liability, tataas yung ating notes payable, then it will be a credit to notes payable for the increase. So ang entry natin dyan is debit cash and credit notes payable. Okay? So let's journalize. So that's December 12. So debit po tayo ng cash. Okay, amounting to 100,000. Okay. Then we credit po notes payable since we have issued notes. Okay, so again, promissory note is a supporting document no, that can be used for asking for a loan no, in the bank. So that's 100,000. Okay, so short explanation. So borrowed from the bank and issued notes. Okay, so pagkasyahin na lang natin. Ayan. Okay. So pero pag hindi nakasya, then actually dapat sa page number 2 ka na nagsulat, hindi mo na ginamit to. Kasi make sure guys na wala pong napuputol na journal entry. Okay? Walang mapuputol dapat na journal entry. Hindi pwedeng nasa page 1 yung debit and then yung credit nasa page 2. Dapat yung buong entry ay nasa isang page lang. Okay? So I hope that that is clear, no? So anyways, for this one, we will be posting a debit to cash, 100,000. So punta tayo sa cash. Okay, so that's December 12. Okay, still that's the last part of GJ1 and then amounting to 100,000. Okay, so after posting, balik sa journal para sa posting reference ng cash. So that's 101. And then last, we have notes payable. So that's a liability. So credit, 100,000. So credit tayo sa notes payable. So that's 2020 December credit on December 12. Okay, no items. Our PR is still GJ1. And then our credit amount is also 100,000. Okay, so after posting, balik sa journal para sa account number na 203. Okay, so that's 203. So we're done with the December 12. By the way, as you have noticed, puno na po yung journal number 1 natin, page number 1. So we proceed with page number 2. So mamaya, wag nyo pong kakalimutan na sa atin pong posting, no? So we will be already using GJ2 dahil nasa page number 2 na po tayo. Okay? So I hope that that is clear. So kung mapapansin ulit ninyo, no? In the first journal, isang beses lang natin sinulat yung 2020 December. Kasi nga po, okay, all of the transactions journalized here are referring to December. Ngayon, sa susunod na page, pag gumamit na po kayo, then just simply write again the year and month. Okay? So we will now be analyzing the December 13 transaction. So konti na lang class. We will be already finishing these transactions. So we have on December 13, nagbayad tayo sa Meralco ng 3,560 na monthly bill. So nagbayad na po tayo. So mababawasan yung cash natin. So that will be a credit to cash. Diba? And then Bakit ba tayo nagbayad? Gumamit ulit tayo. Meralco is a utility, so that will be an additional utilities expense natin. So debit to utilities expense. So our entry would be debit utilities expense and credit cash. Okay, so journalize na po natin. Okay, so December 13. So debit utilities expense. Okay, so magkano? Amounting to 3,560. And then we credit cash. Okay, so credit cash tayo. We have paid it, no, amounting to 3,560. Ang hindi pa lang nababayaran kanina yung ano, no, yung Maynilad, no. Pero ito, no, we have paid already for our Meralco bill, so 3,560. So short explanation, paid Meralco for the month of December. Okay? Para maiba. Pero pwede rin na paid Meralco for the month's electricity. So pwede rin po yun. Okay, so after journalizing, we proceed with the posting. So magpo-post tayo sa debit to utilities expense. So debit to utilities expense on the December 13. Okay, wala pong items. By the way, nasa page 2 na tayo ng journal, 'di ba? So we should put already GJ number 2. Okay, ayan. Then amounting to 3,560. Okay? So after posting that, balik sa journal, put 501 sa account number. So that's 501. So done with the posting ng utilities expense. Then we proceed with credit to cash. So post it to the cash, crediting 3,560. So that's December 13. Okay? So GJ2 na and amounting to 3,560. Okay? So after posting, balik sa journal to write count number 101. So we are done with our December 13 transaction. So next, no, December 14. So we have collected credit customers 13,250. So nangolekta daw po tayo ng credit customers natin, yung mga pinautang natin, no? So kung nangolekta na tayo, we receive cash, so that's a debit to cash. And then dahil nakolektahan na natin yung credit customers natin, then kabawasan yun sa utang nila, so that would be credit to accounts receivable. So nag-decrease kasi yung ating accounts receivable doon. So your entry will just be simply debit cash, credit accounts receivable. So entryhan na po natin. So on December 14, no? So we debit cash, okay? We have collected 13,250. So bali partial collection lang yan kasi yung mga pautang natin is around 33,250, no? Halos mahigit pa diyan. And then we credit our accounts receivable. Okay? So that will be 13,250. Okay? So short explanation, collected from credit customer. So pwede nyo kopyahin na lang yung sa transaction, no? Tanggalin nyo yung amount para hindi na kayo mag-isip ng ibang description. Okay? So ayan, typically, no, we post it, so debit to cash, no, 13,250. So hanapin natin yung cash. So it's December 14, no items to be written. It's already GJ page number 2. Then 13,250 will be posted. So after posting, balik tayo sa journal for our account number. Okay? So put 101. Okay, and then last part would be accounts receivable. So to be posted in accounts receivable credit, 13,250. So ito, credit po on December 14, no? No items to be written, GJ2, then that's 13,250. Okay? So after posting, balik po tayo sa general journal, lagay po natin yung account number 102. Okay? So we are done with our December 14 transaction. Okay? So we are now ready to analyze our next transaction. So December 15, paid transportation of Office Messenger 9,000, sorry, paid transportation of Office Messenger 990. So that's a payment, no? So binayaran natin, so credit to cash po tayo or decrease in cash. Okay? And then bakit tayo nagbayad? We use uh, the transportation service for the Office Messenger, so that will be charged as transportation expense. So increase in transportation expense represented by a debit to transportation expense. So our entry would be debit, transportation expense, credit cash. So i-journalize na po natin. So that's December 15. So debit transportation expense, okay, amounting to 990. Okay. And then we credit cash because we have paid amounting to 990. Okay. So short explanation. Kopyahin na lang natin. Paid transportation of Office Messenger or Messenger na lang para mas maikse. Okay. So I hope that that is clear ha. Again, pag may questions kayo, please let me know. So we need to post it. So first for the transportation expense, 990. So transportation expense, no? So debit, okay, December 15, item or items wala ulit. For the PR, GJ2, okay, and then amounting to 990. Okay, so after posting, then we proceed with the journal for the account number na 504. So account number 504. And then for our payment, so credit to cash, suppose a credit to cash amounting to 990. So that's December 15. Okay, GJ2. Again, that's amounting to 990. Okay. So again, if you do have questions, please let me know. So balik tayo sa journal for the account number of 101. So that's 101. Okay, so we're done with the December 15. Okay, dalawa na lang po. Okay, next to analyze is on December 16. We paid various petty expenses. Okay, so nagbayad tayo. So again, it will decrease our cash. So credit to cash yun. Then petty expenses, so it's small amount of expenses. Okay, wala siyang specific na sinabing expense, thus we can charge that to our miscellaneous expense. Okay, so that's an increase in miscellaneous expense, which will be represented by a debit. So our entry would be debit to miscellaneous expense, credit cash. So let's formally journalize it. Okay, so on December 16, so we debit miscellaneous expense. Okay, so amounting to 1,520. Okay, and we credit cash 1,520. Okay, short explanation, paid various petty expenses. Okay, so after that, we post it to our ledger. Okay, so first for miscellaneous expense, debit 1,520. So ito po, no? So we have December 16. Okay, walang ilalagay sa items. For the PR, it's GJ2 pa rin. Then amounting to 1,520. Okay, so after posting, balik sa journal for account number 505. Okay, so we're done with posting the miscellaneous expense. The next would be for cash. So credit to cash 1,520. So that's on December 16. Okay, GJ2 ulit. That's 1,520. Okay? So after posting, balik sa journal for account number 101. Okay, so 101. So we're done with the December 16 and we are now ready for our last transaction, okay, which is December 17. Let's analyze. Received a bill, okay, for the company's ad publicized in a magazine, payable in January, okay, next year na po yan, amounting to 11,100. So tayo po ay naka-receive ng bill. Okay, so kung titignan natin yung chart of accounts natin, this is related to advertising, di ba? So we will be charging it to advertising expense. Dahil may advertising expense, it will be debited to advertising expense. Bayad na ba? Actually, naka-receive pa lang tayo ng bill, no? So hindi pa bayad. So utang pa lang natin. So tignan natin ano yung fit na account title to be used there. Okay? Pwede ba siyang notes payable? Hindi naman nagsabi na nag-issue ng notes, so hindi pwede. Utilities ba ang advertising? Hindi. So what we can use here is the accounts payable, no, which is referring to the liability that we can use for the received bill. Okay, kasi wala pong specific na advertising payable. So we'll just use the accounts payable. So increase in accounts payable will be represented by a credit. So ang entry natin is debit advertising expense and credit accounts payable. So let's formally journalize it. December 17. So we debit advertising expense, okay, amounting to 11,100. And then we credit accounts payable. Okay, hindi pa bayad yan, kaya 11,100. Okay, so short explanation, received bill for the company's ad publicized in a magazine. Okay, so ayan, we're now ready to post our last transaction. So advertising expense. Okay, so advertising expense, we debit it. Okay, December 17, walang items. PR is still GJ2. Then 11,100. Okay, so that's for the advertising expense. The account number is 503. So balik tayo sa journal for the account number 503. And then we credited accounts payable. So punta tayo sa ledger ng accounts payable. Okay, so that's amounting to, okay, December 17, GJ2, and then we have 11,100. Okay, so that's our last transaction, no? Balik tayo sa journal 202, okay, para sa posting reference. Okay, so we have already journalized and posted all of the transactions. Now, after po nating magawa yon, no, you are now ready to total, no, or get the balances of each of the ledger. So yun po yung gagawin nating next, okay, to check the balances of each of the ledger accounts. Okay, so I hope na nasundan nyo po. If you have questions, again, you can key in your questions in our chat box. Okay. Sige, so let's proceed with totaling the ledger balances. So unahin muna natin yung ating cash. Okay, so again ha, pakitignan maigi i-input natin sa calculator. So for the debit muna, no, remember for cash account, as you can see, no, meron maraming transactions for debit and credit. So what we need to do, as just like what we have mentioned in our previous na video lecture, no, so just total first the columns and then mamaya saka natin i-compare yung balances. Okay, so first on the debit side, so you have 49,150. And then you have 43,500 plus 550 plus 75,000 plus 100,000, okay, plus 13,250. So on the debit side, we have a total of 281,450. Okay, 281,450. So let's write it here. 281. Okay, tignan natin. 281,450. 450. Okay, so let's just make sure na nakopya natin ng tama. 281,450. Okay, so again, you will use here pencil for the pencil footing. Okay, let me just change the color. Okay, and then much smaller lang ng konti. Okay, so that's for our cash. Then next, we have for our credit side naman din ng cash. So total natin. So you have 6,000 plus 3,030 plus 20,100 plus 15,000 plus 3,560 plus 99. Oh, may mali na tayo doon, no? Sige, so balikan natin ulit. Okay, 6,000 plus 3,030 plus 20,100 plus 15,000 plus 3,560. Okay, plus 990 plus 1,520. Okay, so let's just recheck. Okay, so that's amounting to 50,200. Okay, so ilalagay natin dito 50,200. Okay, you can also check class using your own calculator. Okay, so it will be using pencil footing. Okay, so 50,200 yung credit. So after that, 'di ba, ang sabi natin, compare our total debits and total credits. So as you can see, mas malaki yung total debit natin. So let's get the difference of the two. So the debit was 281,450 and our credit was 50,200. So the difference would be 231,250, which will be the balance of our cash. Okay, saan ilalagay? Dahil mas malaki yung debit than on the debit side. So that's 231,250. Okay, let's double check kung tama. 231,250. Okay, so again, that should be in pencil footing. Okay. In the debit side, the items column, 231,250. So that's our balance of cash. So again, pag may question, please let me know. Okay. So next, sa ating accounts receivable. So kung mapapansin niyo yung debit natin may dalawa. So i-total natin yung credit kahit wag na kasi mag-isa lang siya. So for the total debits natin, accounts receivable, so we have 29,190. Okay. Then plus 33,250. So that's a total of 62,440. Okay? 62,440. So lagay natin 62,440. Pencil footing ulit. Okay, so after that, no, we will be comparing the total debit and the credit. So mas malaki yung ating debit. So by how much? So minus 13,250. So the difference is 49,190, which will be written in the items column. Okay, so that's 49,190. Okay, so that's the balance of our accounts receivable. Now the difference of the debit and credit. At nasa debit kasi the normal balance of accounts receivable is debit and mas malaki yung balance natin under the debit column. Okay, so again, if you do have questions, please let me know. Okay, so next would be supplies. So as you can see, tig-isa lang naman yung amount sa supplies. So we just immediately deduct it. No? So we have on the debit, 17,250. And then your credit was 550. So we have a difference of 16,700, which will be written here in our items column. Okay. So 16,700. Okay, let's check. Correct. It's 16,700. So no need na ulit na i-total yung debit and credit dahil tig-isa lang naman sila. Okay? Next, we have our prepaid rent. So mag-isa lang siya. So hayaan nyo na lang siya dyan. Then we have equipment. So for our equipment, no, we have only one side, debit. So i-add lang natin. So that's 36,120 plus 53,000. Okay? So our total equipment was 89,120. So 89,120. Okay? So it should be in the items column po natin. Okay, pencil footing. Okay? So we're done with our assets. Okay, so mamaya gagamitin natin yung mga balances na yan in our trial balance preparation. Okay, so let's proceed now with the liabilities naman. So we have only 3 liabilities. Oh, sorry. Yung kanina pala dapat it's not utilities payable. I'm sorry ulit. So that's accounts payable yung dulo, di ba? Okay. Sige. So for our accounts payable, so we have to add them all lang. So that's 12,000, okay, plus 53,000 plus 11,100. Okay, so we have a total na 76,100. Okay, 76,100. Okay, so pencil footing, or I mean dito pala siya 76,100. Okay. So ayan, ingat lang din kung saan nyo pala malalagay na account. No? So ayan, accounts payable was 76,100. Next would be for our utilities payable. Okay, so for our utilities payable, yung debit side natin, iisa lang. Sa credit, let's total it. So you have 3,030 plus 1,250. So that's a total of 4,280. So 4,280. Okay, so pencil foot yan. Okay, and then as you can see, no, mas malaki yung balance ng credit. So compare it with the 3,030 ng debit. So that's equivalent to magkano? So 4,280 minus 3,030 na nasa debit. So that would be 1,250. So 1,250, okay, on our debit side. Okay, credit side rather na items. Okay, so that's for our utilities payable, 1,250. Okay, sa notes payable, mag-isa lang. So let it be na 100,000. Okay, so I hope that that is clear. Next, we have our capital. So in the capital, nagkaroon tayo ng additional investment kanina. So it's just simply be for the capital, 116,680 plus 75,000. So that's a total of 191,680. 191,680. Okay. So it will be written dito sa credit side items column po natin. Okay, double check, 191,680. Okay, so that's for capital. Sa drawing natin, mag-isa lang siya. So let it be na 15,000. Okay? Then for our income, okay, dalawang income item lang naman tayo. So you have 43,000, 43,500 at saka 33,250. So we have a total of 76,750. So that's our total income, no? 76,750. So lagay natin dito sa item 76,750. Okay. So we're done with our income or the service revenue. Now let's proceed with our expenses naman. So for the utilities expense, we have two utilities expenses. So you have 1,250, sorry, at saka 3,560. So that's a total of 4,810. So pencil foot sa debit, 4,810. Okay? So yan yung ano kanina eh, parang may nilad at saka Meralco, di ba? So that's for our utilities expense. Next for the salaries expense, isa lang naman. So hayaan na natin, 20,100. Then for the advertising expense, isa lang naman, 11,100. Transportation, isa lang din, 990. And the miscellaneous is 1,520. Okay? So I think we're done with getting the balances of each of our accounts. So you are now ready to prepare the trial balance. Okay? So in our trial balance, you need to again put the header, okay, the name of the company, which is Jungkook Repair Shop, trial balance, and then the last day of the month. Again, kahit po hanggang December 17 lang yung transactions, the date should be on the last day of the month, so which is December 31. Okay? So kopyahin natin yung mga balances. So for our cash, it's a debit to magkano yung cash natin kanina? 231,250. So kopyahin ko na lang para mabilis. 231,250. Okay? So again, you can put comma sign already. If you want, you can also put peso sign. Okay, hindi ko na lang muna lalagyan. And then next we have accounts receivable. So our accounts receivable balance. By the way, class, no, I have just copied the titles based on the chart of accounts. Okay, so again, it should be arranged based on the asset, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses. Okay. So yung accounts receivable natin is 49,190. Okay, so 49,190. Ayan. Then we have our supplies. Okay, 16,700. 16,700. Next, we have our prepaid rent. So it's 6,000. So 6,000. Our equipment. Okay, so it's 89,120. 89,120. Okay, may nakita kayong accumulated depreciation pero we haven't used that account yet, no? And actually wala naman tayong nailagay kanina, so it's still zero. Okay, pero we will be discussing and using this in module number 4 for the adjusting entries. This is actually a contra account for equipment. Okay, so let's have it zero first, no? Kasi wala pa naman laman. Okay, next would be accounts payable. So for the accounts payable, you have 76,100. So 76,100. Then for the utilities payable, we have 1,250. So 1,250. Then we have notes payable amounting to 100,000. So 100,000. Okay. Next is for the capital. So for Jungkook Capital, you have 191,680. So 191,680. And then you have Jungkook Drawing. So for the drawing, nasa debit side siya, amounting to 15,000. So debit din po dito, 15,000. Okay. Next, we have service revenue. So we have a service revenue kanina of 76,750. So credit side yon, so 76,750. Then you have utilities expense. So for our utilities expense, you have a total of 4,180. Then you have salaries expense amounting to 20,100. 20,100. Sorry, that should be on the debit side, no? Because they are expenses. Okay. And then you have the advertising expense, 11,100. 11,100. Then you have your transportation expense. Okay, that's 990 on the debit. So 990. And then lastly, for the miscellaneous expense, you have 1,520 for the debit side. So 1,520 sa debit side. Okay? So you can total now the debits and our credits. Okay, so you can pause for a while and then you can calculate this, no? Pero dahil naka-Excel ako, mas mabilis. So I will total this all. Okay, and the total debit was 45,780. And then let's sum up also the credit side. Okay, so the total credit is as well 445,780. So as you can see, balance po yung ating trial balance. Okay, so this is the trial balance, the journalizing, posting, and the preparation of trial balance for Jungkook Repair Shop. So again, pag may mga questions po kayo, just please let me know in our chat box or comment your question in this particular video lecture. Okay? Sige, so kung wala na po, then that's the end of this discussion. So I hope that you have learned something. Okay, and ayan, thank you very much and I'll see you on our next video lecture. Kamsahamnida, sayonara, bye-bye.